Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Christy Kidgerina. It's Wednesday, February 7th. In Squiz Kids Today, King Charles cancer diagnosis. A deadly disease is on the way out. Doggo at the dentist, and it's a Grammys wrap. That's what's making news, kid style.
The Lowdown.
Have you heard of a disease called cancer? Chances are you will have, because it's really common and affects lots of people around the world. You might even have someone in your family who's experienced it. And yesterday, King Charles announced that he's having treatment for cancer. So you might be wondering, what exactly is cancer? Well, it's a disease where some of the body's cells go a bit haywire and grow uncontrollably and then spread to other parts of the body. It sounds a bit scary, but the good news is that doctors have lots of ways to spot it and treat it. King Charles found out about his cancer at a checkup he had recently, and he's already begun treatment to help him recover. And so he can focus on his recovery, he's taking a little break from his kingly duties, like cutting ribbons and waving from balconies, to focus on getting better. The king decided to share this news with everyone because he's been involved with a bunch of charities that help people with cancer. He's showing us that it's important to talk about these things and support each other. So let's send our best wishes to King Charles for a speedy recovery.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Cameroon, a country that is home to 27 million people in Central Africa, where about 250,000 babies and children are lining up, not for ice cream, but to get vaccinated against a nasty disease called malaria. Malaria is spread by mosquitoes, which makes mozzies, believe it or not, the world's deadliest animals. But don't worry, malaria is not a problem here in Australia. Many parts of the world, Australia included, have eradicated or said goodbye to malaria, thanks to things like insecticides, better housing, and drainage. However, it's still a big problem in Africa due to poverty and the tropical climate that mozzies love. And here's the good news. A vaccine named Mosquirix has been developed and is rolling out to African babies over the next 4 years, with the World Health Organization's thumbs up and Cameroon leading the charge. So while mosquitoes might still be annoying, thanks to science and medicine, their reign as the deadliest of creatures could almost be over.
Animal Kingdom.
How do you feel about going to the dentist? If you're anything like me, it might make you a little nervous. But that's not a problem for patients at one dental surgery in the USA, where patients can make a booking with Ollie the Labradoodle. No, he's not a doggy dentist. Fluffball Ollie hangs out in the dentist's office helping patients feel less nervous about their visits. Imagine getting your teeth checked while a doggo gives you cuddles and support. That sounds pretty pawsome. And in other news, from dogs helping people to people helping a dog, some brave firefighters, also in the US, donned their ice rescue suits last week, grabbed a sled and jumped into an icy pond to rescue a dog that had fallen in and was clinging to a chunk of floating ice. I'm more of a cat gal myself, but I can see why dogs hold the title of man's best friend.
Pop Culture Corner.
Pop, rock, country, and R&B. Whatever your favourite type of music, it was celebrated in sparkling style on Monday in Los Angeles as the 2024 Grammy Awards were handed out. And girls, you'll be as excited as I was to see the night belong to the ladies. Australia's longtime pop princess Kylie Minogue took home her second golden gramophone for the best pop dance recording for her hit Padam Padam. Taylor Swift made history, again, being the first artist to take home the Album of the Year 4 times with Midnights. Miley Cyrus won Record of the Year for Flowers. Victoria Monet was presented with the Best New Artist trophy, and 22-year-old Billie Eilish couldn't quite believe it when her song, What Was I Made For, from the Barbie movie soundtrack was named Best Song of the Year. And for your parents or grandparents, they might like to know that the unparalleled Joni Mitchell performed at the Grammys for the very first time at the age of 80, before being awarded the Best Folk Album of the Year. Sheesh! In the world of music, these women are hitting all the right notes. Hey, teachers! I'm about to let you in on a secret that's going to make your lives so much easier. You've heard of the Classroom Companions, right? The free, differentiated activity sheets tied to the podcast that I create each Monday. Well, they just got a whole lot more user-friendly with the release this term of a searchable database. You can dive back into our extensive back catalogue of classroom worksheets, every single one of them curriculum aligned, and find a worksheet that ties in with whatever you're teaching on any given day. Head to the Squiz Kids website, squizkids.com.au, or follow the link in today's episode notes. Did I mention they're free? You're very welcome.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. Which annoying insects currently hold the title of the world's deadliest animal? Yeah, that's right. It's mosquitoes. Question number 2. What breed of dog is Ollie, who is helping people overcome their anxiety about going to the dentist? Nice work if you said Ollie is a Labradoodle. Question number 3. Here's a harder one to finish us off today. What old-fashioned music playing device is the Grammy Award designed to resemble? Nice work if you said a gramophone. And if you don't know what they look like, I've stuck a link in your episode notes.
Shout outs.
It's February 7, World Read Aloud Day. Even as an adult, I love having stories read to me through audiobooks. So kids, why not treat your parents and maybe read them a story today? It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Willow from Port Macquarie, Neve from Sydney, Leanna from Forest Lake, Edith from West Pymble, Tobias from Tempe, Misha from Warn Ponds, Elton from Gladstone, and Jeff from Chatswood. Happy belated birthday to Tasman and Olivia from Unanderra, Ria from Canberra, Sebastian and Zali from Mount Gravatt, Jacob from Borkham Hills, Hamza from Jerilderie, Summer and Elkie from Yandina, Charlie from Mount Pritchard, and Poppy, Braxton, Charlie, Logan and Tatum, all from Wangara. Classroom shout-outs today go to Class 4 Red and Miss K at St Agnes School in Mount Gravatt, Year 3 and Mrs K at St Pius X Catholic Primary School in Salisbury, Room 14 and Miss Irvine at Anzac Terrace Primary School in Bassendean, Class 5F and Mrs Van Art at Grand Avenue State School in Forest Lake, and lastly, but not leastly, Room 17 and Mrs Potter at Bellevue Heights Primary School in Adelaide. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you want a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Teachers, there's a form there too if you want to fill out the birthdays of every kid in your class. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. Bryce will be back again tomorrow with the Daily News podcast. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.